Let's see if we are live just about now. So it says we are live, and I'm waiting to see if it's actually live. I don't really know. Still trying to get this all down pat. So we should be live. Yeah, there I am. Okay. So it looks like we're live. Fantastic. All right, everybody. So whoever decided to join in tonight, again, trying to do Saturday nights. Probably won't get many people in here because it is Saturday and most people have lives. So we'll see how this goes tonight. So far, 10 people are viewing, which is, I think it's probably about 5 times the amount of people we had last time I did one of these. Again, I don't know what happened last time. So right now we have 13 people. So I'll run down the checklist, see who's here, and say hello to everybody. At least I hope so. So we got Fu Master Chew. What's up, Fu? Man with many guns. Roman 623. Dale Nichols. Pop. How you doing, buddy? Let's see who else is here. Jim Rowe is here. Dexter. Let's see. Vanessa Kitty. How are you? Hope everybody's doing good. But we're about to get about a foot of snow here tonight, and then some icing. So it should be interesting. I probably won't have power tomorrow because basically where I live, if a dog pees on a tree, it knocks out the power because New York sucks. But it is what it is. So hopefully we'll be able to do pretty good. So let's see. Steve Worth is here. Captain Shark. Dexter realized it was 8. Had a notification this time too. Good. So that's always good. So the title of this chat I have tonight is about the PPS M2 RMSc, which I just picked up yesterday. Talk a little bit about that. I don't want to talk too much about it because I am going to do a tabletop first. I'd like to have gotten out tomorrow to shoot it, but it's probably not going to happen due to the weather. Although I do have a Jeep, so we will see. So Johnny Sprague, Ohio, checking in, getting plenty of snow and ice here too. I know, man, this is a big storm. It's I think it's covering a lot of different states. So yeah, it kind of sucks. Vanessa saying they're in for ice and snow shortly, and it just crossed into Connecticut. Yep, it's been snowing here now for probably 2 hours. Started around 6 o'clock. Let's see. Chad Grobels got my M9A1 and a Renaissance Fupa with an Olight PL Mini. Sweet. I hope you like that Steyr, man. That's a rocking gun. Fresh Fowler's here. All right. Pretty cool. Jesse B, what's up? And the Armsman, good evening to you, sir. Pop saying if I shoot the Jeep, aim for the tires. No, I'm not going to shoot the Jeep. I'm not going to take a rifle, try to look cool and shoot my hood. Let's see. What's up, Razor? His parents are in northern Maine getting 26 inches of snow. Oh my God. God bless your parents. They should move. Dan O'Neill's got his wood stove going. And let's see. Steve Lemieux is in the house. We're trying to come to terms with an agreement on how he can send me his what is it, that Type B. So I don't know. I've got to think about it, Steve. I get what you were saying. My privacy is important. Yours is as well. I understand that. I just don't know if I want to give out that information just yet, but I probably will because I am desperate to shoot that gun. Dennis is saying, glad I'm doing the chat again. He's in Canada with his son at a hockey tournament. No problem, buddy. Family first, man. That's what it's all about. Pops is saying 26 inches, holy shit storm. Yes, it is, sir. That is a holy shit storm. We did just start. See Kim started at 8 o'clock. And yeah, man, snow sucks. I mean, I guess it's good because it's just been bone chilling cold here recently. And all we've been getting is rain and like just dreary, like want to hang yourself from a rafter somewhere kind of weather. So now it's snowing, which is cool because the kids and I, my wife will go out tomorrow and kind of just jump in it, freeze, and then come back in. So it's always good when it snows. So in regards to the PPS RMSc, it's kind of an interesting gun. And it's kind of interesting in many different ways, not because it's a bad gun or a great gun or whatever. I think what it really boils down to is why haven't I seen more about this gun? I mean, we talked about the 48 and the 43X and everybody's like, it's the best gun ever, but we all say that. And, I'm looking forward to getting the 48. That's the one I have coming in. I'm not doing the 43X just yet. I don't know if I'm going to, but the 48 has me intrigued. And what's interesting is that when I look at guns like this, which is the PPS M2 RMSc, I wonder why this has not caught on more. If you even look at YouTube, there's not many videos on this handgun, and I'm confused why. price wise, maybe people are saying it's a little bit too expensive, but at the same time, there are people who are willing to buy, almost $1,000 striker fired polymer handgun because it has like a threaded barrel or this trigger from this or whatever. But they're not willing to spend $600 on this gun. And I actually bought this for $4 and change off a gun broker used. And I'm not sure why. I mean, it's perfectly carryable, concealable. I actually was using this as a backup gun. I didn't want to carry it because I haven't shot it yet. But I actually, ordered a holster from Vetter, and it came in today, which was perfect. And let me tell you, this thing has a very tiny footprint. I mean, it's tiny. It's a PPS, so it's a very small gun. And that's with the extended magazine here, so with the flat base plate, the gun is ridiculously small. By the way, the gun is empty. But, just having that red dot on the top, and you guys can see that little red dot there. I mean, it actually is extremely cool. And I can't wait to shoot this thing. The only thing I can say is that I'm a little bit down on one thing about this handgun right now. And it's not the gun. It's not even the aluminum frame of the red dot. It's actually the glass. I believe it's polymer. But I'm not too fancy on that. It has some small scratches on it already. Probably came from the original owner, didn't come from me, obviously, but does it affect the red dot? Not really, but just I'm a little curious on how that's going to hold up. So we'll see. We'll find out. So let me go back to the chat really quick. Don't want to leave you guys out of this, but it says here, Steve saying it's a great gun. Dave Gass is here. Hello, Dave. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I like the PPS M2. I think it's a great gun. I think it's very competitive, especially for a single stack, although it doesn't give you the 10 rounds that most people want. When you're carrying 3 magazines with you, that's not bad. That's really not that bad. How much, Jim? I got this actually for $469 on Gun Broker. It was a used gun, barely. And it's interesting because when I got the gun, normally when somebody shoots their gun, you're going to see some spiraling on the barrel. I don't know if you guys can really see that very well, but you can see this barrel is like really clean. It doesn't look like it was shot or used much, but I will say the owner of this gun, whoever the hell owned it, this was the dirtiest damn gun I've ever seen in my life. And it wasn't with carbon. It was actually with lint. So I don't know if this like sat in somebody's pocket and they never took it out of that pocket, but there is, I swear to God, the amount of lint that was in this gun was enough for me to actually sew another pair of pants. It was absolutely disgusting. So I pulled everything apart. I soaked it, scrubbed it, oiled it up, and now it looks like it's freaking brand new. So I really got a great deal on it, but that's how it goes sometimes. Dennis is saying Walther doesn't really spend much on ads. Yeah, I agree with that. They introduce stuff and they don't really ever say anything after that. Let's see. How small compared to the 365, though? It's bigger than 365. I think every single stack on the market right now is bigger than 365. Me personally, this is about as small as I'm going to go. It's comparable or comparable to a shield. And that's as small as I'm going. Obviously, if you put your finger out and then you shoot your gun, the 365 is right about there. I just am not comfortable with that kind of handgun. For me, a gun like a 365 is a backup gun only. Because I like having a bigger grip. I'm not going to lie, but everybody has their own opinions. Everybody decides what they want to do and what they want to carry. So will I carry it like this? I haven't decided. Again, I got to shoot it and make sure it's reliable. Any used gun that I buy, I'm going to put it through its paces before I carry it. So this was not my primary carry, although I did have it in my Jeep today, locked away, just to make sure. But I'll probably carry it with the flat base plate and then always have the ability to have the longer magazines with it. Yeah, it's super clean, Steve. This is one of the cleanest used guns I've ever bought. I swear when I was cleaning it, aside from the 800 pounds of lint that came out of it, it had no carbon buildup on anything. I dropped all the springs from the magazines, everything, cleaned it all up. Nothing came off on my white cloth, the microfiber cloth I had. Nothing came off on it. So this gun was as clean as you get. Dexter's saying that he feels a 365 is too small. I agree. I'm not into it, man. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be, but for me, it's not anything that I'd want to use. It's just not my deal. Let's see. Fresh Valor saying he still has his PPS M2, is very reliable and accurate, but I still go back to the G43, and that's not a bad gun either. For me, I think the Walther, again, I have no other single stacks. So I wanted to get back into it. And when I saw this price on the gun, I knew that I definitely wanted to grab it just for the simple fact it has the red dot on top. I just need to figure out if there's a warranty on the glass. That's my thing I need to figure out. And if there is, I may actually send the red dot back and have them replace it because, yeah, it's pretty scratched. I mean, like I said, it doesn't really interfere with the red dot itself. I mean, if you're really looking at it like this, you're going to see scratches. But nonetheless, you know, when you kind of have OCD problems, that might affect you. Let's see. Roman 63. How many rounds do I want to shoot to determine if it's reliable? I mean, one sitting with this gun, I'll probably put anywhere from 250 to 300 rounds through it. If it's handling everything around 250, I feel fairly confident it's not going to break. But again, you know, that's the kind of the risk you take when you take a used gun. I mean, I may shoot 3 rounds out of it and it might fall apart. But everything that I saw when I took it apart, everything looked brand new. I mean, there's no wear on this gun at all. So, you know, about 200, 250 rounds is where I'd go in regards to a used gun. Let's see. NC Civil War has not gotten his back. Oh, and the other bonus about this, now that you brought that up, was the serial number on this is AV, which is, if you know about the recall, this is post-recall serial number. So I got this gun for $469 and post-recall. So it's not going back. So that was pretty cool. Let's see. Yeah, Gun Broker I like. It's super addictive. I like it. My credit cards hate it. My wife hates me when I go on there, but I can't help it. You know, I like guns. C. Kim is saying he likes the 365. Steve Lemieux likes it when he carries a 12-round mag. Yeah, you know, that's like I said, it's for some people. For me, I don't like it. I just don't. Steven's asking if I have the XDS. I do. I actually still have the Mod 2 and the Mod 1. However, you know, they were kind of like donated to the channel. So I think I disclosed that in the videos, but I don't really carry them. I don't have a holster for them. So I don't carry them. And, you know, I'll do a comparison on the XDS Mod 2 and this one here because it's kind of interesting. I mean, the triggers are interesting. Like this has got a lower poundage trigger pull. The XDS Mod 2 is heavier, but the reset on the XDS Mod 2 is much better than on the Walther, which is kind of interesting. Let's see. What else do we got? Razor JB's at 1776. Talk tomorrow, bro. I think I can get the glass fixed for you. All right, cool. Yeah, definitely let me know. You know, I would say that's the only disappointing thing that I've seen on this Shield RMSc. You know, I know some people are saying, well, it's going to get, you know, dinged. It's aluminum, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, unless I'm throwing this damn thing like a boomerang, I don't see myself breaking it or anything, but definitely the glass. Because I don't think it's glass. I think it's like a polymer plastic on it. Not sure. I think I read it in the manual that came with it. But I think that would be the only downside. I mean, the dot is pretty bright. I don't really see any issues with it. It's actually very, very good. So, and I like the low profile of it. That's for sure. Let's see. Pops, what's going on with your match? You had a bad match? I don't know. I must have missed it. So I'm sorry you had a bad match, Pops. Pop's been, if you guys haven't checked out Pops, man, Pops is wrecking it right now. He's got that friggin' ridiculous gun that costs more than my mortgage payment. But at the same time, he's just lighting it up. So I like watching Pop stuff because he's a real dude, man, and not a toxic masculine guy. But at the same time, just kind of training and just you could see the improvement from the beginning of his videos to now and how good he's gotten. So I totally respect that 100%, you know, because that's real stuff, you know. Let's see. What else? Somebody asked me about a 509M. Where's that at? Okay. So Anthony Lamastro asked me, will I be reviewing the FN 509 midsize? I wasn't going to, but then of course, Honest Outlaw had to make his damn video tonight. And I looked at the gun, and I mean, for me, it fits my needs better because it's a compact gun, and I'm more into compact guns than everything else. You know, I have the FNN 509 full size, and I like that gun, but I don't know. I really like that M. So what I may do is that later down the line, maybe if they come out with an FDE frame, because I'm an FDE whore, maybe pick it up then. But it's not necessarily on the top of my list right now. Let's see. Lexan glass. Okay. Yeah. Lexan is usually very, very good glass. One of my old professions was trying to break through Lexan, and unfortunately it was almost impossible to do that. So I don't know, man. I'm a little sketchy on that. Let's see. Dennis is saying Glock recycle their Gen 2 stuff, call it Gen 5 and raise prices. Gotta love capitalism, right? What's up, Craig? Good to see you here, buddy. So right now we have 40 viewers. That's like 900 times more than what we had last week. So thank you, folks, for actually joining me tonight. It's awesome. Appreciate it. Let's see. Keith is asking me if I got the 48 ordered yet. Yep, it should be in next week. So I'll be paying for it, but then of course I won't be picking it up for another 3 years. So we'll see how that plays out. Ranger Andy, yep, Honest Outlaw, really like the 509 midsize. That dude shoots, man. He's a shooter, boy, because he just was wrecking those plates, man. I honestly think you could put a friggin' slingshot in his hands and he'd be hitting them. You know, doesn't matter what he shoots. He's just a good shooter. MD Polo saying he just sold his 365, looking for a new carry gun. Well, you know, it's I would wait to see what's coming out. You know, I think that's always important to figure it out. And I think that's where I'm at right now. Like I wanted to buy the 43X and the 48, but since I'm not rich, I had to see which one I wanted first. So I went with the 48. I'm still not necessarily sold on the 43X. I know it's got the longer grip, but it's still got the shorter slide. And I think the 48's better value for the money. And it's not that expensive. It's not like usually the 550 price range. But I am looking, 43X for all you Blue Label people. If you have that ability to get one from Glock, they are available for Glock, just so you know. The 43X under the Blue Label, which is where I may be getting it from. Let's see. Yeah, he was super accurate. He's just a good shooter, man. Let's see. Yeah, I've been dry firing a lot with this, the PPS. I think it's like I said, I really like the gun, just getting a feel for the trigger. It's kind of an interesting trigger if you've never owned one. It's got a pretty heavy take up, but it breaks really nice and short. And I think that's what makes the trigger so good. So it's like slightly under 5 pound pull. The reset's a little bit long, but it's doable, it's manageable. And honestly, self-defense, who really cares about reset? I know a lot of people will say, well, no, good reset. You got to, okay, whatever. When you're shooting people because you're trying to defend your house and home and your family, you're not going to be feeling for that reset. You're just going to be going like that. At least I think so. I don't know. I've never had to do it. Thank God. And Armsman is saying he's waiting on the CZ-P10 subcompact. So am I. That's on my list for this year. From Massachusetts, I'm going to give Red Dots another chance on pistols. Has a Vortex Venom. What is better? Honestly, it's going to depend on budget. Budget's huge. For me, I have a very low budget, so I go with the Vortex because it's not a bad glass. It's not a bad piece of glass. I mean, I have mine on my Glock 19 MOS. It's great. It's really got no problems in my opinion. I'm sure if you want to get something like a Trigicon, but you're going to pay maximum dollars. If you can afford it, go for it. Let's see. Pop's saying he really wants that P10F optic thing really bad. That's interesting. Like I saw that. Man, that thing is so damn big, and it's got 19 rounds in it. So for you guys and gals who live in free states, it'll work for you. But for me, a slob like me who lives in New York, I'm going to have the biggest gun known to mankind with 10 rounds in it. So it really doesn't make sense for me personally. But from what I've heard, it is an amazing shooting handgun. And I think if you're into it, I think you should pick them up. And again, the price is very reasonable for what you're getting. Let's see. Greg is saying he loves his P10F, 100 rounds later. I have no idea when the P10S is being released. I have no idea. Let's see. Do I like TriStar CZ compact clones? I've never owned one, so it'd be hard for me to give you an honest opinion. However, I know there's always a lot of clone talk. Do you go with the clone, this and that, and everything else? But honestly, guys, there really isn't a huge price difference anymore. It used to be where you get these clones for $250, but nowadays the CZ prices are low. They're reasonable. If you're talking about an all metal gun, I think thank you, MD Polo, for the $5 going to my glass repair fund. Thank you, sir. But I don't really think you need to go with those clones anymore. I mean, if you want to get a CZ, you go with something that's affordable. So go out and get yourself a P07. It's one of the most affordable double single action handguns that CZ makes, and it's a good, reliable handgun. So you could maybe get it a little bit cheaper if you went with a TriStar or a Jonic. But at the same time, why not just go for the original? Get that CZ, and upgrade it as you wish. Let's see. All right, so Anthony Lamastro said he had a impulse buy, bought a SIG 225 next to 509 min size, putting a CCP01 Omega convertible on hold. Honestly, I would get the P01 convertible. I have the Omega. I love it. P01's my favorite gun of all time. Can't beat it. And I love some guns, but that P01 is just a bomb. I love it. Let's see. Finna is asking, does anyone know what they are doing to the PPS M2 for the recall? Can it be done in-house? I would say it cannot be done in-house. I'm not exactly sure what they're doing for the recall. I've heard mixed reviews about it. I've heard some people saying when it came back, the trigger felt like absolute dog shit, and some people saying no problems at all. So, do it at your own risk, I guess. Razor JB is saying P10 is out in the wild, very limited quantities. I'd like to know where, because I want to get one. You got to tell me. Let's see. Yeah, the Armsman is saying some rumors out there. Star might be releasing something new. Can't find anything visually, just speculation. That's a great possibility, Armsman. I can't tell you if I know for sure, because I don't. I know that there is going to be some things coming from them. I think this is going to be Year of the Star, or at least I hope so. That's what I'm praying for, actually, because I love their guns. Fantastic guns. Let's see. Fu Master Chu is saying he will be getting a P10S just as soon as it's out. I know, dude. How the hell do you get so many guns? Like every time I watch your channel, Fu, I'm like, damn him, in a good way. But at the same time, I'm like, how does this guy do it? I mean, it's just amazing. Amazing. I have gun envy. Roman 63 saying he'd like a P01 in polymer. That'd be interesting. That would be an interesting gun. That would be interesting. Well, and if you think about it, they made a CZ75 in polymer, which is the Phantom, and that gun's fantastic also. Uriel is asking, any experience with the M&P Shield 380EZ? Might work well for the wife. Don't care much for the grip safety, though. Some people have had it. I know KS has reviewed it. I think Honest Outlaw actually even reviewed that gun. For me, it's not really something I'd be interested in. I'm not a big fan of the 380, but some people are. And yeah, I'm not so big on all the safeties on there. Teach their own. Let's see. Okay, so Dennis Jones is saying that his PPS came back feeling fine, so that's good. Send it in. Fresh Valor's giving me the okay sign for P01 Omega, baby. Let's see. Let's see. I'm just reading through the comments, guys, so bear with me here. One day turn around on my PPS last week and trigger came back just fine. Good. So there seems to be a lot of people in the idea that if you send your PPS, it's going to be good. So that's a good thing. Yeah, Razor is saying about Holosun, like that would be a great choice. Like if I could afford another red dot over the Venom, I would probably want to get a Holosun. I would really like something like that, but it's too restrictive for me on price. I don't have that ability to do that. I'm po boy. Steve giving a thumbs up for Steyer. You got it, man. Dave's asking, have I ever owned a SIG Legion? No, you know what, Dave? I think you asked this the last time. I can't remember if you asked it last time. I'm just not a SIG guy. There's some people who like the SIGs, who like H&Ks. I just am not a SIG person. I don't like their handguns. It does nothing for me. I mean, they're nice to look at, but I don't feel like they're a very modern firearm, I guess is the way of saying it, even though they're fairly modern. But for me, I just have never looked at them as a desirable handgun, which is kind of interesting because we all know they make great stuff. Well, maybe used to. I don't know. Let's see. Fu saying it's the only thing he spends money on. Yeah, I know. Same here. Except for my wife and kids. My kids are, putting me in the poorhouse. Let's see. Steve saying he loves his Holosuns. Just rubbing it in. Let's see. Steve saying not for me on the SIGs. Hey, Harry, what's up, man? Hope you're doing well. I'm still loving your holster, Harry. I got it right here, actually. Boom. It's for the FN 509. This thing is a bad holster. And by the way, I'm going to be doing another holster month. I kind of like doing it. I don't know. First off, it's good content, in my opinion, and secondly, it kind of introduces people to other items that they may not. So Harry, you'll be back on that month, by the way. Let's see. Let's see. Dave saying he loves the solo chat. Appreciate it. I love it too. That's why I'm doing it. I don't know if I'm going to do it every Saturday. It gets kind of hard. Depends on what my obligations are, you know. Fresh is saying I'm listening and tinkering with his next AR9 build. That's awesome. Tinker away, my friend. So one of the other things I want to talk about, and it's kind of going away from guns a little bit, but I'd like to hear what your guys and gals' opinions are on this Gillette ad that came out. If you're not aware, Gillette shaving products put out an ad about toxic masculinity. And, you know, there's a huge blow up in regards to what the hell were they trying to accomplish with that? You know, and I watched the commercial up, you know, from the beginning all the way to the end. And it's kind of like a mixed message. You know, and I'd like to know what your take is on all of that. You know, I guess in a way I was a little offended by that, to be honest with you, because of the fact that, you know, first off, I don't know of any guy that I know of, including myself, that has ever raised their children, especially their sons, to be misogynists, rapists, you know, woman abusers, douchebags, bullies, and all this other crap. You know, are there people out there who do a terrible job parenting and raise their children to be scumbags? Yes, absolutely, 100%. But I would be of the group that doesn't. And when I saw that, I was saying to myself, you know, how can they say that men are going this way and you know, we as men have to change so we can become better? You know, I don't know. I look at it from the standpoint of like, I've been married 20 years already, and I'm only in my lower end of my 40s. And I don't think I'm a douchebag. I mean, I'm sure there's people who will disagree with that, but I'm pretty sure I'm not a douche. And I certainly have not raised my son for 13 years, teaching him how to be a douchebag also. So I think that commercial was just out of line. And honestly, I don't really need a razor company to tell me how to be a man. So just wanted to talk about that a little bit. So let's see. See Kim is toxic. That's not good. So a lot of people are saying they're not going to be shaving with their products anymore. Bo Bryan said he joined Dollar Shave Club that day. A lot of people saying the ad sucks. Most men don't act like that. You're absolutely correct. Harry's saying he'd be playing up manliness. That's right. Pop saying, or Razors. Oh, geez, Foo, $12 for the glass fund. Wow, and you guys are great. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. You don't have to donate, guys, at all. I do appreciate it, but I do. You know, you don't have to. It's always awesome when you guys do, because I truly appreciate it. But you don't have to at all. Romans is saying they should stick to shaving products. Yes, they should. Snowflake millennial guy, Steve Worth. Yep. Dave is saying he's 52, has been with his wife 33 years, and he treats her like gold. That's right. And that's what truly men are. I'm not saying if you've been divorced or if you had a bad relationship, you're not a man. But what I'm saying is that most of us, and I'm hoping all of us that are in this chat right now who are males, have never been a douchebag. At least not all the time. It's funny. Steve's saying I'm bald. I have a beard, so no need for Gillette. Yep, I'm bald. I you know, can't grow a beard because of my damn job, but you know, I try. I'd like to try. I don't think I could grow a full beard. You know, I mean, I want to go the operator route and grow the beard so I can look cool on YouTube, but I've tried, but it just doesn't work out. Let's see. Big Johnson's in the house saying I just came here for the weed. Carry on. So apparently Big Johnson's is smoking dope right now. So good for you, sir. Hey, come up to New York. It's going to be legal here in a couple of months. So if you're into smoking doobs, welcome to New York. I'm sure that's going to be great for the state. Let's see. All right. So we've got 50 viewers. That's awesome. That's pretty good. It's not a bad show for just little old May. So new guns. You know, let's talk about SHOT Show a little bit. Now, I know Pops did his little live chat the other day saying he wasn't going to go to SHOT Show. And I started thinking to myself, I mean, would I really want to go to SHOT Show? And honestly, I don't. I don't have any desire to go, to be honest with you. And the reason why I have no desire to go is because, well, I'm just not. This for me, this whole thing that I do here with YouTube, I don't really have that. I guess business savvy in regards to doing this. I try to keep it as real as possible. I don't have any endorsements. I don't take any money because I really worry that if I was to do that, then I'm gonna lose the independence that I have for myself. Now, does it make it tough to have this channel? Yeah, I mean it does. I only have like 7,000 subscribers or whatever it is. I don't even know, but it's like it doesn't grow very fast. I don't have a lot of connections, if any at all. I just have some people who help me out once in a while, and I appreciate that. But I can't see myself having the desire to go out to Vegas to go to SHOT Show. Dealing with all of the bullshit, to be honest with you, and all the freaking phonies. I'm not like that. I don't have that patience to do that. People come up to, oh yeah, and it's all about networking. Like, to me, that's not what I'm about. Maybe it's my problem. Maybe it's probably my shortfalls as a YouTube content creator. I'm sure I could be doing a better job than I do, but at the same time, I don't really see this as a business for me. I'm fortunate that I can do this as a hobby for now. But I do have a job. I have another job that pays the bills, and yeah, it would be nice to be completely immersed in the gun industry, in the gun world. But at the same time, I mean, I'm real enough to realize that it's never going to happen for me, that route, and I'm okay with it. Um, for me, I'm honestly more interested in going to the NRA show because I feel like that's more of my pace, my speed. Because I just want to go look at guns. I'm not in it to make connections and to make friends for life. I'm in it to just look at guns because that's what I like. So, that's just my take on the whole SHOT Show thing. And honestly, I just think it gets almost ad nauseum in regards to, oh, I'm going to SHOT Show. I'm going to SHOT Show. I'm going to SHOT Show. Oh, if you're not a SHOT Show, you're not good enough. To me, it has nothing to do with it. I just, I'm not into it like that, I guess. I don't know. All right, let's see. The Bunny Ranch. Yeah. And plus, I'd wind up there. I don't want to go there. Let's see. Razor's been at SHOT Show at 8 times or shot 8. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me reread this. I've been to SHOT 8 times. All right. I thought he got shot 8 times. That being said, it wasn't under my dollar bill. And every year he gets offered to go under numerous companies, and I vowed never to go back. Yeah, I don't think I'd want to go. I'll be honest with you. Harry saying guns become less fun when you deal with them every day. I can imagine. There's a lot of that grind that you have to go through. I'm sure, Harry. A lot of it's monotonous and very redundant. I'm sure, but any job is like that. Sometimes. Let's see. Fresh Valor saying he does not want to support the NRA. Yeah, I mean that's the problem. That's kind of the catch-22 to it all. But until the GOA makes the show, I mean, I think that one is going to be the one that I mean, I would like to go there. I know it's in Indianapolis this year, and I believe that's about a 9-hour drive for me. So I can actually drive it. Trying to convince my wife to come with me, or just let me go. Let's see. Yeah, and Pop's saying, yeah, it's not his kind of show. It's just not, like maybe if I was in my 20s, yeah, I'd go because 20s was a different time period. But I'm in my 40s, man. I got so many things going on at home, and I honestly would just miss my family too much. I know I'm a puss, but it's the truth. So Food just got his GOA Life membership the other day. Now if they just have a gun show, yeah, that is true. That's true. And then of course, there's always that NRA thing right now that's going on. And Finn is saying no parking, no rooms. Is that for NRA show or SHOT? All right. So Bo Brown is out. Good night, sir. I appreciate you stopping by, guys. Let's see. Yeah. So Big John's is saying if he can drive 16 hours to the farm, what the hell is 9 hours? Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. So talking about outdoor arenas and the outdoor stuff and their new R&D facility. So yeah, that'd be kind of cool. So apparently Finna's telling me that the NRA SHOT Show is no go because there are no rooms and no parking. Great. So I guess I'm not going to that either. It's funny. It's true. And, Harry, you do have a point. If we don't support them also, we could lose more. I don't even know what to say about that. I think that with any organization, when you put too much faith in an organization, you're bound to lose something. I think it's time for us to kind of take back control of what we want as opposed to what they tell us we need. So let's talk about, I really don't want to talk about Glocks anymore because, it's been getting, oh, look, it's Wicked Sensation. $1.99. He wanted to say to everybody, homos use Gillette products. That's funny. Harry's saying we can get an Airbnb and still in Indy. Okay, that's a possibility. So we can do that. Interesting. I have to check that out too. Let's see. Wicked. Yeah, so I mean, I'm kind of I don't want to talk about Glocks anymore. I keep seeing Glock 48 and 43X videos all over the place. I see people reviewing them just based off of pictures, that kind of stuff, and whatever. I'm not going to do that. I mean, I did it once with the 19X. I won't do that again. There's no point in talking about a gun that I don't have in my hand yet. At least that's how I feel about it. So Roman 623 has to stay in hotels as well a lot, like Big Johnson does. That sucks. The Glock 49. I don't even know what that is. I don't even think that's been invented yet. Which brings me to another question. Okay, so it went from, and guys, you help me out with this, all right? Because I thought I knew how to count, and supposedly Glocks go by the patent number of the type of guns they created or something like that. So I could have sworn the last Glock they released was a Glock 45. So what the hell happened to 46 and 47? I'm just asking. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but if you went from a 45 and then right to a 48, well, where's 46 and 47? So I just haven't been able to figure that out. So if anybody can tell me what that inside knowledge would be, I'd greatly appreciate it. Because I don't get it. I don't know. How about a 10 millimeter CZ? Yeah, I mean, that would be nice. I mean, I think there's a big push for 10 millimeter because it's a heavy cartridge, and I think everybody wants to, have that kind of power in their hand. It'd be interesting to see. Let's see. So Big John's saying it could have been safeties, etc. Yeah, it could have been. Absolutely. Telling the truth. What? The only reason I'm here is to brag about my new Gen 5 Glock 26. You can brag all you want, man. Nothing wrong with a Glock 26. Look, I'm not going to talk about it. If you want to talk about more Glocks, go for it. That's your freedom here. I'm not going to knock anybody out. It's your right to tell me. Let's see. Hold on one second. My wife is texting me. She's asking if I want my neighbor to plow the driveway. Well, I ain't shoveling it. So yeah, it needs to be plowed, and I don't have a friggin' plow. Here's my plow. Drive my Jeep in drive, put it in reverse, put it back in drive, put it in reverse like 9 or 10 times. Driveway's plowed. Let's see. Let's see. The NRA is a capitulation organization. They are pro 2A restrictions, 10 by 10. Atomic agreed. So a lot of people are agreeing with that sentiment. I mean, like I said, I think my biggest thing, and again, when I made the video about the GOA, I guess apparently a lot of people didn't like the chat because they said I didn't really, look into it more. And they were probably right. So I did look into it more and I got a little bit educated. But that's why I made the chat in the first place. I'm not going to come on here and say, hey, I know everything about everything, because I don't. And the reason why I do the chats is to learn. I mean, this is the whole point. Like, to me, that's what YouTube was meant for. YouTube was meant to exchange ideas and exchange information throughout every genre, category, whatever it was. So whether it's about handguns, whether it's about, I don't know, makeup, whatever it's about, that's what YouTube, in my opinion, was created for. And that's what it should be used for. So if I don't know everything, sorry guys, but that's why I rely on others to try to help me understand concepts a little bit more and read a little bit more. So, I think that would be interesting. Let's see. Keith is saying he thinks 46, 47 Glocks are not available in the US. That could be a possibility also. I'm not sure. Like there was that talk about the rotating barrel that they were coming out with. So that'd be interesting to see when that's going to come down the pipe, because I'm sure it's going to come at some point, you know. Oh, telling the truth, saying I have one of the best live chats on YouTube. Man, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You know, the only thing that I'm going to say about, and I just lost it. God, see, that's what happens when you don't use your brain a lot sometimes. I was just going to bring up a point about something. Oh, it was about Glock. Go figure. I told you I didn't want to talk more about it. But this is why everybody who hates Glock, you just need to stop. And you need to realize that they are still the masters. And what I mean by that is that they came out ahead with their 48 and their 43X. They announced it. Here, we're going to be putting this gun out. And before you could blink an eye or snap your fingers, guess what? They were already out. Not only that, but they had sent those guns out for holstering and everything else. So not only were they out before everything else, but they also had all the aftermarket products made for it. And so to me, that's exactly why Glock still reigns supreme. Not because they make the best handguns overall, not because they're the prettiest to look at, but because they're smart. They're smart about their marketing, they're smart about their R&D, and they're smart about their publicity when they release stuff. And I have yet to see a company that does it as good as them. And that's not, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm the world's biggest Glock fanboy, but I like Glocks. And honestly, guys, this is exactly why they win all the time. You know, you could say CZ this, CZ that, but CZ does not have that ability for whatever reason to have the product release and the next day have everything out for you. Now, obviously, maybe it's not as big as Glock, I guess. I don't know. But at the same time, to me, that's exactly why Glock wins the argument always, because they're just far ahead of everyone else with that. Let's see. Getting M&P. Wait, where did that go? M&P 2.0 compact with 3.6 barrel to customize. Do you have any thoughts on who to have the slide milled for an RMR? I honestly don't. You know, I know you want to mess around with the gun. I honestly would tell you to wait. You know, one company that's actually gone very silent has been Smith & Wesson, which usually leads to some sort of announcement. So I'm wondering if they have a little trick up their sleeves in regards to some sort of you know, optics ready M&P 2.0, because that's really the only thing that's missing from them right now. So I would wait. I would actually just wait if you can. If not, I really don't know any RMR companies. I'm sure, you know, folks like Razor probably knows. So just, you know, reach out and ask them. Let's see. Dave saying to be a member of any gun club, you have to be a member of the NRA. Yep, that's true. That is true. I think if they were smart, they'd start moving it to both if you're a member of GOA or NRA. But look, the NRA has their claws very deep based on their you know, their history in the country. So that's going to be hard to get away from. CZ needs to get with a sight company now. They have the worst sights. I agree with that partially. Like the P07 and the P09 sights that came with my guns, those sights are friggin' ridiculous. They're so bright. They're probably the best and brightest I've ever seen, but every other gun sucks. With those, with very, you know, their night sights. They're just terrible. Absolute garbage. Let's see. Johnny Sprague, see you later, buddy. Appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. It's always nice to see people come around. Let's see. Telling the truth, thanks. 76. I love my 2.0 Compact 4, and definitely will wait and see. Yeah, I would just wait. I mean, honestly, I love my Compact. My MP 2.0 Compact, I love. It's probably easily the most carried gun that I have right now. You know, and it's never failed. It's such a great gun. And when you put the Apex on, it is even greater than that. But I'd be interested to see what Smith has, you know, down the pipe right now, because I really do think they're going to have some sort of optics ready handgun. At least that's what I'm hoping. Let's see what else we got going on here. Yep, range gets money. That's true. Yeah, I mean, I think sight wise, you know, and I'll ask you guys this, you know, like, what are your preferred night sights? Because you know, I've been going back and forth. I have a lot of Ameriglows, and I have a couple of night vision or fusion. I can't remember what the hell they're called. So I'd like to know what you guys like. Keith is asking me, do I recommend carry insurance? You know, I don't really have any myself. I know Big Johnson has it. I'm sure he'll recommend something. I just don't. I don't necessarily want to carry it, to be honest with you. I don't. Maybe I should, but I don't plan on pulling my gun for no reason. So I don't know. You know, maybe that's the wrong attitude to take. But right now, I don't know. I don't have anything, and I don't really see having it anytime soon. Roman 63 is saying apples and oranges, Smith & Wesson 2.0 CZ. Look, I like the P07. I've owned them, shot them, but hands down to me, the 2.0 is better. But that's, again, it's only my opinion. I just think Smith & Wesson did a fantastic job with the 2.0, period. So Dennis is saying Trigicon HD, Razor, JB saying out pros. I love those. Those are fantastic. A lot of, Chad saying Ameriglow eye dots. Let's see. Tellinger saying XS big dots, and there's 26. Those are the only ones he owns. Yeah, I have some XS big dots. They're not bad. They're actually pretty good. I think it depends on the gun. You know, a small gun, I think XS big dots work perfectly because it's a big, ginormous dot, you know. Roman's saying you don't need carry insurance, just don't look for trouble. And I don't. I mean, I'm not out there to, be a tough guy. Let's see. Razor, iDot Pro, or fiber optics, all he runs. Had some agencies, HDs, and others. I'm solely iDot Pros and fibers. Cool. Big Johnson just gave you all the heads up on what type of insurance to carry if you choose to. Let's see. Night Fusion. Yeah, I mean, Night Fusion is, I think, a good deal for the money. Honestly, I wasn't too impressed with the ones I got for Smith and my M&P 2.0. The reason being is that front dot, the brightness of that dot is not very bright. I know they advertise themselves as being brighter than everybody else. I would say that's true maybe for the rears, but that front was not as bright as I was hoping for in regards to the tritium vial in there. The red one that I bought with the tritium vial for my P10, that one is brighter, but it seems like the window is a little bit bigger. So I don't know if it was just an early model or just not a good model, but that kind of turned me off for a little while. But they were having a good sale during Christmas time, and I needed a new front dot for the P10 because the stock ones were shit. They were absolute garbage. So once I popped it on there, I've been very happy with it. And Anthony, you are absolutely correct. You cannot beat the prices on any M&P gun right now. You can find those, most of the time it's in the $4s, but sometimes if you're really looking and you wait, you can find them in like the upper $3s. It's a hard gun to beat at that. And Razor saying Night Fusion is very inconsistent. And he's right. It is the inconsistency of the brightness from one side to the next. I personally, I really like Ameriglows. I think they're hard to beat for the price and the quality that they're offering you. Their price is fantastic on their night sights. I mean, you look at some of the other competitors out there, they're charging $140 for friggin' night sights. That's ridiculous. You can get some Ameriglows for maybe $100, and they're going to do just as well for you. Let's see. Dan O'Neill in the news. Some guy shot 4 people in at his home at 1A1. Yep, I saw that. I think didn't he kill all 3? They were intruders, weren't they? Weren't they intruders in his home? And I think he shot all 3 and killed all 3. I'm not sure. Yeah, I did see that. But again, that didn't get much play. What a surprise. Yep, Ameriglow is owned by Trigicon. But again, I think they're still kind of like their low-end budget sites, which I think was smart. The stamping on the sides are a little different. So they look a little bit nicer. But I'm glad that they did not dramatically increase the price because, look, I think the reality is that you have some people out there who can just burn money on any gun they see. And that's wonderful. I'm glad. But there's a lot of people out there who want a gun. And at the same time, maybe a limited budget. But if you're putting everything so far out of reach, you're not going to be able to track them. You're not going to be able to get their business. So if you're smart, yeah, you may have an upper tier and a middle to lower tier. But to make it as good quality as you can in that middle to low tier so that people come back, I think is super important. And I think that's why Ameriglow still is so good, because while maybe it's not as good as, let's say, the full Trigicon branded items, Ameriglow is still pretty damn good. And then, of course, Razor's telling me that the prices are going up. Yeah, that's too bad. Roman is saying that if you want to throw money away on a gun, it would be a Shadow 2. He just wants to fire it. Yeah, I mean, I was able to I was able to shoot a Shadow 2 with the donation of it from Ben from Sandpaper Pistol Grips, and he sent it to me, man, and I was so thankful for that. And it was awesome. It was a great experience to shoot it. And, you know, me personally, I would not buy that gun because of the price. But it definitely was a fun shooter, to say the least. But you know, some people want those guns very badly, and if that's what you want, then go for it. But I just, you know, for that price, I'd rather have 2 guns for that price. You know, just makes it a little funner for me. But like I said, everybody's different, you know. And Fu is saying it is amazing. He loves the grip. He just fits his hand very well. I'm hoping to get some footage of it whenever. What the hell are you talking about, Fu? Which gun is this now? I can't keep up. Let's see. Yeah, Roman said he saw one, but it was just way too much. Yeah. Big Johnson's bragging about having duplicates of every $9,000 gun he owns. uh, yeah, yeah. I don't know if I have any. I don't think I have duplicates anymore. I think well, that's not true. I have 2 P01s. To me, those were worth it. You know, for the price, because the prices were like, I think like 5 and change. To me, that was worth spending that kind of money. Let's see. Carry revolver and single action will actually use your sights in a self-defense situation. I hope I don't have to use my gun in a self-defense situation, let alone the the sights. I mean, honestly, you know, there's always that idea that you have to have complete darkness to use the night sights. But what you're going to find is if you pull your gun and it's low lighting conditions. I'm not even talking about pitch black. I'm just talking about low lighting. Those night sights to me add an advantage. Now, are you going to actually look at your sights in a self-defense situation? Probably not. I mean, probably not. You're going to look over them. You know, you're going to be looking at your target while you're pulling that trigger. So the likelihood of you looking through those sights is again, it's probably not going to happen. But it's nice to have. I'm not going to lie and say it's not. It certainly is nice to have. Let's see. How's my M1A? So the Springfield M1A, is that what you're asking me? I just want to make sure that you're not talking about the Steyr M9. I just want to make sure. So the M1A is functional rifle. You know, I took it out a couple of times. Interestingly enough, I actually had to stop shooting it because of the medical issue I had something to do with some nerves in my face. So I could not, and I cannot still do any cheek welds on a rifle because it could cause a massive problem for me. So that's sort of what I was dealing with over the Christmas break. So kind of sucks, but maybe in time. Maybe in time. Let's see. Yeah, so NC Civil War saying he's still interested in the Mossberg 9 that they're coming out with, better than Taurus. Yeah, and that's the other thing. I got a question about this. What the hell is going on with the love affair with Taurus lately? You know, and I'm not knocking anybody, but I mean, to tell me that a Taurus is such a great gun when probably everyone and their mother knows that Taurus makes some shitty stuff that's could be potentially dangerous stuff. I find it hard to believe that somehow automatically that these guns now are so great, especially when, you know, the overlooking of other guns. And what I mean by that is that, well, you know, the Taurus, this is a very good budget gun. Guess what? So is the Shield. The Shield is a fantastic budget gun. Shield 1.0, $300. That's in my opinion, a great single stack budget gun. But to say the Taurus, I'm not buying it. And I don't care what they come out with. That is one gun that is not on the list, will not be on the list. And at no point in any time in the future would I ever buy one from them at all. At all. And the Mossberg, man, I don't know. I just don't think that's I don't know if it's worth it, guys. I'll be honest with you. I mean, if you really want to get a small gun, again, go with what you know works. And the Shield is hard to beat. It really is. Even the Glock 43 is hard to beat. But again, everybody's got to make their own decisions, guys. He's saying Ford got over that little Pinto problem they had. Yeah, but they also had a bunch of problems with their F-150s and their Explorers too. Yeah, I saw that. Armsman is saying it's now releasing full-size 9mm. It looks just like a Steyr. He's right on that. And they actually are releasing a 22 that looks identical to the Steyr as well. It's crazy. Let's see. A lot of people saying no Taurus. That's funny. Poe is saying that Jeff Blumen said that he saw some crazy stuff in Taurus guns. I mean, I just think, when and again, you guys correct me, but I believe Taurus is made in Brazil. I think when you look at guns in general, I think the urge to buy the newest thing is always going to be there. But at the same time, you kind of got to use a little bit of sense behind it. So if your gun is being created in a country that probably doesn't have many good safeguards in place, or even a government that functions well, because let's be honest, Brazil's kind of a mess, guys. I find it very difficult to want to buy something from them, because I mean, it's kind of like, do you buy something like it's not like buying a toaster. I mean, if you're buying a toaster and the toaster doesn't work, okay, great, that's fine. But if you're buying a gun and that gun is used for self-defense and it doesn't work, well, then you got a big problem. So for me, I have no love for that company at all. At all. Yeah, and Roman's saying you do need a gun in Brazil. Yeah, I know. And most of them are carrying like Glocks or Smith and Wessons. That's funny. Harry's saying that some manufacturing in the US. I don't know. I thought it was not. I thought there were parts made in the US, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that. Finn is asking if I tried the Ruger Security 9. I've not tried it. I've held it, dry fired it. Doesn't really do anything for me. That's another brand that I've just, never been fancy of. I'm just not a Ruger guy. At least they're handguns. Let's see. Let's see. I must have missed something here, guys. Sorry. It's going pretty fast. Wow, we actually have 62 people viewing. Great. Probably have like 15 thumbs down by the time it's over. Dave, you're correct in your assessment of that. I agree, sir. Let's see. Roman's saying he loves his Ruger LCP Custom. Yeah, a lot of people like those LCPs, man. Nothing to be ashamed of. Yeah, a mess is an understatement for Brazil. That's true. So Mile High is asking Fu where he got his P10 for $379. I actually beat that. I got mine for $369. My local gun shop was on sale. Let's see. Razor saying manufactured, build, and assembled people don't seem to understand, especially YouTubers. Polymer 80 is not a build. Thanks, Pops, for the 1 thumbs down, buddy. I love you. Let's see. Dennis saying he had a Taurus for 20 years, no issues, had 3 Smith & Wesson M&Ps, and none of them lasted more than 1 range trip. That's interesting. That's very interesting. All right, so let me wrapping this up here soon. If you guys have any last minute questions here or anything, or any comments you'd like to make, now is the time to do it. So some of the things I'm going to be working on, I'm actually going to be doing the tabletop on the PPS at some point. It may be released tomorrow. I'm hoping to try to get some work done tomorrow. So I'm going to try to get it released. But again, it's just going to be a basic tabletop, kind of going over some of the features, talking about what I like, what I don't like so far. But really just, I'd have to say, I still don't know why this gun has not gotten more play than now. I mean, it's really what everybody wanted. At least that's what they keep saying. Everybody keeps saying, I want a red dot. I want a red dot. I want a small red dot. I want a small gun with red dot. Guess what? Here you go. Right there. Small gun, red dot. Buy it. just my opinion. All right, let's see. What's a good range bag? Anything. Period. I mean, go to Walmart and buy a cheap range bag, or get a. You know what I like to take with me? Those Condition 1 boxes. Those boxes are pretty sweet. It's like a case. You just put your guns in it, and then I have a little range bag that I take with me to put my ammo in. Let's see. Post saying he loves toxic masculinity. One for masculinity right there, boys. Let's see. Well, so it's 9 o'clock, guys. Tonight it's going to be done for now. Appreciate everybody who stopped by tonight. Again, trying to do these on Saturday nights as well, just for an hour. Just say hello to everybody and just kind of keep it real. I got to start doing some content because I can't keep doing these chats. So, wait a minute, hold on one second. Walther PPS is too heavy for the size. Glock 19 weighs the same thing. Most of them I'm carrying a small. Well, you know what? Too heavy for whom, Harry? That's my question. You know, I hear that a lot, that this gun is too heavy, that gun is too heavy. Well, what exactly is making this gun too heavy? You know, I don't, and I'm not being rude, Harry. I'm just disagreeing with you, and you're wrong. But yeah, I mean, I don't buy that either. You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with this gun in regards to carry. It's built well. It should be thick and heavy, and I think it fits the bill for anybody who would like a small carry gun with a red dot on the top. That's just my opinion, though. All right, guys. So again, have a great night. I hope you guys are staying dry and warm tonight. And for those of you going to SHOT Show, good luck. Hopefully you don't get sick. Feel free to send me pictures or anything else that you want to. I'd always appreciate anything. So I hope you guys have a great night. Again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to all the other channels, please subscribe to them as well. And I'll see you next week, guys. Have a great night. Stay safe, and freedom is never free.